All right, we keep talking about it all this week. The ABC 10 weather team is joining us right here at 6:30 for their newest investigation called The Future of California's Water. And tonight, in part 3 of our series, meteorologist Rob Carlmark and the team look at desalination in the state. Now, California has more than 1,000 miles of coastline, and the water in the Pacific Ocean presents a real opportunity for more fresh water for the state. But unlocking that opportunity takes time, money, and resources. Experts say it's not for everyone.
Tens of millions of people rely on California's water that's also helped to feed the world.
But the truth is, we are all one pie chart. I mean, we all have to utilize each other.
The rights for using California's water are complicated.
They used rubber cement, and over years, the labels have fallen off.
Tracking who gets what is antiquated.
The system has not been kept up to the complexities that we face in this kind of modern era.
As our climate changes, what can California do about its water?
We do not get to dip a straw in the ocean and just suck out what we want.
And what's already being done.
Water is life, right? We all need it every day. You need to keep the taps flowing no matter what.
This is the future of California's water, an ABC 10 weather investigation. California is the land of boom and bust. Our weather has the most dramatic swings in America. California also has some of the most drastically different climate zones, from rainforests near the coast to parched deserts, often separated by just a few hundred miles. Since the 1800s, there's been one common issue: maximizing the water supply. The massive system California has in place now is one of the most complicated, robust, and successful systems ever created. More recently, that system is incorporating the ocean. Desalination, or desal for short, is being put to the test in at least a dozen different facilities in coastal areas up and down the state. The plant in San Diego County is known as the largest in North America.
Desalination is an important strategy for a lot of these coastal communities in California, because many of them are in small watersheds and disconnected from some of the larger interregional backbone infrastructure like the State Water Project and the Central Valley Project that does connect a lot of the state together.
Desal has many well-known challenges such as energy use, cost, and what goes back into the ocean, a very salty brine.
The ocean itself has to maintain a balance. Most people don't think about that. They just think, oh, big salty ocean. However, we do not get to dip a straw in the ocean and just suck out what we want. There are many things that depend on life in the ocean and that depend on the pH of that ocean and the acidity and salinity of that ocean to survive.
Charming Evelyn is the co-chair of the Water Committee for the Sierra Club in Southern California and grew up in the Caribbean. She believes conservation is key for California's water future.
Being an island, that means your resources are limited. Although there's plentiful rainfall, when you have a hurricane, your water is disrupted, electricity is disrupted. You save on gas because you pay for all of these things out of your pocket.
She stresses that conservation, among many other water-saving strategies that are already used, could be done much better, and desalination is her least favorite option.
If you look at places like Saudi Arabia, but before they put desal, and Israel, they actually exhausted all the other options.
Israel and Saudi Arabia, which is now known as the world's largest desalination water producer, began using desalination plants decades ago. Facing climate change challenges, fresh water in those countries is harder and harder to come by. A vast majority of water in those countries is now desalinated water.
I think it definitely has a future.
In California, Amanda Fensel with the Union of Concerned Scientists shares concerns about built-in drawbacks of desalination. She calls it a last resort.
I think there's definitely a time and place for desalination, and I think that the hope for different people that have to make the choice of yes, desal now, is have we exhausted all the other least cost solutions? Have we already conserved a lot? Are we managing our demand? Are we using more fit for purpose water?
Californians have long been concerned about their water supply. In Northern California, our landscape allows for much more available water, while in other areas, like Metro San Diego, they have many more challenges. The San Diego area sits at the end of a long line of canals and aqueducts from Northern California. They also rely on the drought-stricken Colorado River to their east. San Diego has limited groundwater and smaller mountain ranges, meaning less snowpack. There is virtually no more dam and reservoir potential in the area. That's why in nearby Carlsbad, the Pacific Ocean is now on tap. The Poseidon desal plant, funded by public and private dollars, opened in 2015. Each day it delivers nearly 50 million gallons of fresh desalinated water to San Diego County.
We really have to be creative, we have to be innovative, and we always need to be looking for where we can access that water supply. It's not localized here on the coast. The plant's here. We need access to the ocean water, so that's why it's here. 95% of the community in San Diego gets desalinated water.
More plants will be coming online in California. A groundbreaking to desalinate less salty, brackish water for urban areas happened recently in Antioch and should be ready to be open soon. Other plants, however, like a $1.4 billion project in Huntington Beach, have been denied after years of debate.
The ocean does need a balance. There is always a balance to everything.
We're a few steps ahead, but we want to keep driving that to support our lifestyle, to support our economy, and move forward.
And Rob joins us right now. Rob, can you give us some context as to where the next desal plant could go?
It's going to be very close. In fact, it's going to be in the Bay Area in Antioch. It was a very small part of the story that you just saw. And what's unique about their situation is that they pull water out of the Delta, which is mostly fresh water with some salt water. Now, they call this brackish water because it's not as salty as the ocean, so it takes less energy. It's very efficient, and that plant should be online within the next several months. At least that's what they've been saying.
And do we know what else is holding back desalination in areas where it could go?
Well, the main problem is that it tends to be expensive. It costs a lot of money, obviously, and it takes a lot of energy to pull the salt out of the water. They are almost always on the verge of some technological breakthrough. And I know to put all your stock into that we're just one step away, but it really seems like if something can break through to make it cheaper and use less energy, you could see not only desalination all over California, but really all over the planet. That's why you only see it right now in a few select spots where it really makes sense, and it's really the last resort.
All right, Rob, thank you so much.